We wanted to go through some opening day memories of our own. This is a good memory for one of us, not such a good memory for two of us. It so happens that the three of us, Dan O'Dowd, Jake Peavy, me, Matt Vasgersian, we were in the same ballpark twice for opening days, 2007 and 2005 in Denver, when the Padres, Jake as a Cy Young Award winner that year, me just as a lowly TV guy, Dan as the auteur of a team that went to the World Series, when they opened the season head-to-head at Coors Field. A 12-10 final would ensue, a Coors Field classic.
Yep.
4 in the bottom of the ninth against a Hall of Fame closer. Clint Barmes walks off the Padres, and 4.5 hours later, we were like, wow, there's 161 more of these? Holy cow. Let's go to some video. Again, good memory for one of us, not so good for the other two of us. This was 2005, and this is the Barmes walk-off winner. 4 runs in the last of the ninth. What a way to open the season. So, Jake, you pitched in 4 opening day starts, including, was it 1 or 2 against Dan's Rockies back then in the day?
I think only. I don't really remember that. I can tell you what, I was happy in 05. I didn't start opening day. Woody Williams, our good buddy, poor Woody got that draw. I got to start the home opener. But, I think about the next year, 06, we had just signed Mike Piazza. There was a lot of excitement. We're coming off a division championship, and this game meant something here in San Diego. You saw San Diego today, electric. It was as electric as an atmosphere as I could think about. And look, Matt, you were there.
Yeah.
Do you remember this right here in the first inning? What happened?
And welcome officially to opening day alongside Tony Gwynn and Mark Grant, Matt Vasgersian. And Mike Piazza will officially begin his Padre career this afternoon against Giant right-hander Jason Schmidt, the future Hall of Famer. A drive off the fat part of the bat. Mi chiamo Mike Piazza, sono padre!
Look at him, dude, going into the loop.
Mi piace Mike Piazza, eh?
Oh, man, those are good times, man.
That's great.
But you didn't have a whole lot of time with Mike before that game.
No, look, Mike wanted to run out on the line. This is 2006, first World Baseball Classic. I got to start the first World Baseball Classic game this year, but I didn't have any time in spring training. I'm out here getting ready for the game.
You didn't even get a chance to work with your catcher at all.
I'm looking at Darren Balsley in Ackerfield. I go, is he going to catch the slider before opening day? He was waving to the crowd. I all was forgiven.
You must have been pretty fired up.
I was fired up until that homer, and we had a 1-0 lead versus Jason Schmidt, and somehow found a way to get it done.
For everybody watching this show, starting 4 opening days is like incredible. That's quite an honor. So what was that like? Like waking up in the morning, preparing for the start?
Just super excited, Dan. You've built up this whole offseason, and just to get to start opening day, for all of the opening day starters today, you are a stud and something to be proud of if you got to go out there on opening day. For me, it was just, as always, trying to control my emotions. But once you kind of got in the flow of the game, those games were fun to be a part of. Yeah. Not that 05. Dang cool.
Well, that was fun for me.
Yeah.
I think that was the highlight of our season, though, quite honestly.
you were a part of a lot of opening days running clubs, Dan. Is there one that's...
Yeah, really, it's the opener in Cleveland, the brand new Jacobs Field. It was like this transition of a franchise from what we were to what we felt like we had a chance to be. And it kind of mirrored the city. Bill Clinton, he was in the tunnel. I was down there trying to warm up to see if he could throw a strike. He waited a little long to practice that, obviously. But we faced Randy Johnson in that start. It was a beautiful day. We came back. We won that game. We went down early, found a way to come back and won late. But you could almost feel that it was a new beginning for the franchise, but just as important, it was like a new beginning for the entire city.
That's great. Just ask Ian Happ, who's had his share of trouble with Zach Gallen. One of Gallen's magic kind of formula components is that he's rarely in the middle of the zone. A few at-bats here against Ian Happ where it's a variety of pitches and not a single fat strike. Strikes him out, never threw ball over the middle of the plate. And then we'll go to this. Works the inside part to Happ. Happ is 1 for 13 in his career against Gallen because Gallen's never really thrown him a strike in 4 or 5 years.
This is pitching, though, Matt. Gosh, this is pitching, buddy. This is what it looks like. Young kids, you want to see what it looks like? That's it.
Same kind of result here. Starts him up and in, but never gives in and throws him a ball that's in the box, Jake, and strikes him out anyway. You talk about being in the box a lot.
Well, if you throw a ball in that box, it doesn't matter what kind of pitch it is. A hitter can get off a good swing. You have to be on the edges of those boxes. You're trying to throw it in a quarter-size spot.
And for Gallen, he really does have to be on the edges because take a look at this. When he's in the zone, the hard hit rate is one of the highest in the game since the start of 2023. So more important than ever for a guy like Zach Gallen to be on the shadows, as you say.
You're exactly right. None of these guys have power stuff. The only guys who can live in the middle of that box are guys throwing the ball 100 miles an hour, getting you to cheat, and then they're presenting sliders that look like they're in the box and they're bouncing.
You just said something real interesting, a quarter. Like, take a baseball and kind of show me, like, you want to throw a ball, you want a baseball into a quarter zone of the box?
Well, when we're talking about command of the baseball, yes. You put that box on the board, and we're talking about where my finger is. I'm trying to hit that ball.
Trying to hit that ball.
And 2 inches right here is on the barrel of the bat. Right here, it's off the end of it or swing and miss. So if you're throwing the ball in that box, it is a good hittable pitch. You would set a ball on a tee in that box. There's not a big league hitter who can't get off a really good swing on that.